My name is Kevin Sean, and I am one of the program coordinators for Adventure West Virginia, overseeing the Outdoor Rec Center, and I'm the manager of our climbing programs. I got into rock climbing on a whim, probably like a lot of people. I had some friends who were already into it, and they invited me to go out, and I just caught the bug. The shoes help you grip the wall better, because sometimes you have to place specific pressure on a part of your foot. So the rubber's designed, it's actually really similar, from what I understand, to race car tires. What that means is the more friction you apply to something, to the rubber, it heats up and it gets more sticky. And so that helps you actually stick to the wall better. Chalk was actually introduced by rock climbers who actually were gymnasts as kids growing up. It's designed to dry our hands. Sometimes people can over chalk holds, especially outside. And then when July rolls around and it's really humid outside, that chalk can actually make holding onto a hold harder. So a lot of times climbers will bring a little brush with them, and if they think a hold is too gunky with all that chalk, they'll just clean it off and try and start over again. I like to approach climbs not with the pressure and expectation that I have to do my best, right? But that this is an opportunity to figure out something more about myself or about the route itself. So I'm more like information gathering as I'm going, and somehow on a successful, on a good day, I end up at the top of the route. I absolutely have to train to stay strong at climbing. And something I've noticed as I'm getting older, developmentally, you hit a certain age where you actually have to continue working out just to maintain the strength you have. And so myself and other climbing peers, we definitely put in a lot of effort to maintain our strength and then make strength gains throughout the season. The reason I'm, expanding on this so much is because I think that's a part of climbing that a lot of people don't consider. Is how do you train for it? You don't just walk up to the wall and magically you're a climber. We all kind of start at the same level and just develop in the direction that we put our efforts into. One of my favorite places I've been, so I lived there for 2 years and I've been visiting for the past, going on 6 years now. It's Argentina, South America, in the western part of Argentina, right on the border with Chile, and it's called Patagonia. That's the mountain range there. I love that area. You can be in the ocean, and by the afternoon, you can be in glaciated volcano, summits. So that's one of my favorite places that I've climbed. You have every type of climbing that you could possibly imagine in a 4-hour drive. I just remember I was kind of still new to climbing, and I was freaking out. I wasn't freaking out, but I was nervous climbing this route that was the hardest route I had climbed yet. And I just remember a buddy of mine telling me, I was kind of nervous because I didn't trust the equipment because I was kind of new at it. And he told me, if I'm not trusting the gear, I might as well not climb at all, right? Because that's kind of part of the deal. You have to trust this stuff. So I think from that day moving forward, I learned to trust the climbing process. Maybe that's the day I was kind of sold on it. There's this interesting difference between watching somebody climb and actually going climbing yourself. Usually climbing looks much easier than it is, and when you actually go to climb, you find you're either working with or fighting against gravity the whole time. And I think the people who are good at climbing have figured out how to use their body to interact with gravity in a way that makes climbing easier. And I guess I bring that up because a lot of people are intimidated to start climbing. But again, nobody's born naturally a climber. You have to put investment into it. You have to try. And the more you try, the better it gets, the easier it gets. So I think people are kind of thwarted. They're pushed away after their first 3 days of climbing because they think that they're not strong enough and it's too hard. And really it just takes coming back to it and that constant chipping away at getting better.